Hey there, Sabine here, back with another video in the social capital series. And so today I wanted to use this as an opportunity to kind of do some foundational teaching around capital, as you've been hearing me talk about social capital now. When we think about capital, a lot of us have been conditioned to believe that money, like physical money, dollars, pesos, whatever it is the highest form of capital that there is, when in truth and reality, it is the lowest level of form of capital that we have access to. And it's the most densest, which is why it takes the longest for us to bring in, accumulate, gather, whatever that looks like for us. And so if you're only measuring your financial progress in the form of financial capital, you're actually missing out on all of the other forms of capital that produce every opportunity, every relationship, and every level of growth that you actually want and are working towards. And this is especially true for business owners. Depending on what cycle you are in your business, there can be some seasons where it doesn't look like there's anything being created on the financial capital side. And sometimes that can get us to that place where we are discouraged or we are frantic. But in reality, you can actually trace it back to where the leak might be and reverse engineer what's happening. But first, we're not going to get into that today. So first, let's talk about the 5 forms of capital. So the highest and I would say the root form of capital is your energetic capital. And that's the fuel behind everything. It's your clarity, it's your alignment, it's your presence. And when this is off, you'll start to notice that everything else, all the other forms of capital, will slow down. So that's your energetic capital first and foremost. Then comes your social capital. This is who knows you, who trusts you, and who advocates for you. It's the conversations, the relationships, the equity, and the doors that open because your name carries weight. Then comes your knowledge capital. And so this is your expertise and your lived wisdom. So not necessarily what you've memorized, but what you've actually mastered. So the frameworks, the ideas, all of the creativity that comes from you, this is your knowledge capital. Then the next layer is time capital. And time capital isn't necessarily about like the number of hours that we have in a day, but it's really your ability to execute, how quick you're able to integrate something, act on it, and then actually follow through. So from the time that you have an idea to the time that you're actually moving forward and executing, that's that time capital. And then the last one is monetary or financial capital. And it's simply the outcome of the first 4 working together. And so again, the first 4 are energetic, social, knowledge, and time. And when those 4 are in alignment and in agreement, that's when we see the physical manifestation, which is the money, which is the financial capital coming forward. So if you are only focused on measuring your results, measuring yourself, measuring your success or your progress, by that 4th one, you're really missing out. And especially if that what you're measuring is not reflecting what you want or what you desire, what you believe is possible for you, then you have some opportunity to look at, how are you showing up energetically? How are you showing up from a social capital perspective, like relationally with others? How are you showing up when it comes to you leveraging your creativity? And then also, what are you doing with that creativity? Are you just letting it sit in journals? Are you letting it sit in a Notion tab? Or are you actually executing on those? And so we're going to go a little bit deeper into these forms of capital and how to truly leverage them. And obviously, the Cultivating Connections Challenge is really centered around building that social capital, getting that clarity, and creating the systems that can allow you to leverage that social capital. So, if social capital is the second to the highest, right? When you have that gear turning, it's inevitable that all the other ones will turn for you as well. And that very thing that we seek to have to accumulate in whatever capacity, that monetary financial capital, you'll start to see that moving in a different way. And so you can join us on December 9th through the 11th. That's actually next week. Registration is still open. You can find the link in the captions. If you have questions or need additional information, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the challenge. With that, have a great rest of the day and we'll talk soon. Take care.